Okay, let's talk about CodeJams. Hi, I'm Ian Thain. Welcome to CodeTalk, and I've got DJ Adams, developer advocate in developer relations community. DJ, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me again, Ian.
Yeah, and you are, as I said, you're one of the developer advocacy team, but you're also one of the experts for our CodeJam. And for the folks that are just tuning in to CodeTalk for the first time, where have you been? But secondly, CodeJam is a community-driven face-to-face event. So, you know, we have the SAP community out there requesting these events on different topics. And I'll make sure in the comments there's the URL so you can see that, or you can just Google SAP CodeJam, and you can see the topics that can be requested. And a number of the topics that can be requested, DJ is the expert, or one of the experts. I'm not saying you're going to be flying around the whole world, DJ. You've got other stuff to do, other work to do. And what you seem to be doing quite a lot at the moment is CAP, which is Cloud Application Programming Model.
That's right, yeah. So CAP, you and I did a code talk already, didn't we, on CAP itself, and explained a little bit about, or talked a little bit about what the Cloud Application Programming Model is. You know, it's a philosophy, it's a programming model, it's a toolkit, it's a series of SDKs, and it's a sort of a series of potential golden paths of opinionated development to help you build, native applications and extensions in the cloud. So that's what CAP is, just in case people are wondering.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, so I and a couple of colleagues of mine, a couple of other developer advocates, Max and Marius, we've been giving this CAP CodeJam last year and this year. I don't know how many we've done all together between us, maybe 15, maybe approaching 20.
I think so.
Around the globe, or mostly in Europe, right? And yeah, it seems to be going very well.
Okay, so as you say, we have spoken about what CAP is, but what's covered in the CodeJam? What's the materials that you're going through?
So there's plenty covered. I mean, the CAP CodeJam itself is based upon one of the two languages that is supported officially with CAP, which is JavaScript, in the form of course, server-side JavaScript, node.js. And like many of the CodeJams out there that we have, it's basically a series of hands-on exercises that we do over 5 or 6 hours during the day, with a break from the between. And those exercises will take a developer through setting up the tools that are required, because one of the beauties of CAP is that you can develop locally and then deploy to the cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's setting up local tools, getting everything installed, initiating a project, starting from first principles. One of the philosophies of CAP is grow as you go. So you start from almost nothing, and almost immediately you have an HTTP service in the form usually of an OData service. We take you through building out that service from the data definition perspective, from the service definition perspective. So you got the data model, the persistence layer, and then the service definition. We add a persistence layer, we add data, we start querying that OData service. Then we look at extending the service definition, adding another service definition to see how those two sort of interplay with each other. We add custom logic in the form of JavaScript. So we use the event hooks to say, well, rather than the standard processing of, this OData operation or that OData operation, we want to do something, custom, something specific. And so we take them through building a little bit of JavaScript there to do something custom. We introduce them to the concept of, or the ability to debug as well. We use VS Code as the IDE for developing the CAP stuff with Node.js, which is awesome. So we do a little bit of debugging. Then we add a front end in the form of a Fiori elements-based app, and we annotate the OData elements with annotations that will drive that Fiori elements app. Then we bundle it all together, describe it all in a multi-target application YAML file, and deploy it to the Cloud Foundry environment on the platform.
So not a great deal in all those hours, really. Not a great deal at all.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. It's all fun.
I'm going to take you back to one of the first things you said when you started a few minutes ago, when you were talking about, setting stuff up. So we obviously don't want people to be setting stuff up in the class as much as possible, which brings in the subject of prerequisites. So what about prerequisites for the attendees, the software, and so on?
That's a really good point. It's super important to have those prerequisites all set up on your laptop before you arrive. And we've got a special page for this particular CodeJam that describes all the prerequisites. So basically, it involves making sure you've got a cloud platform trial account, of course, from a software perspective, and you've got the right quotas and everything. Installing tools like Visual Studio Code, installing build tools like Make, installing node.js, the server-side JavaScript environment, and lots of other bits and pieces that you need to be able to develop locally. Those are all described, for Windows and for Mac OS and for Linux. Those are all described on the prerequisites page. It sounds a lot, but actually, when it comes down to it, it's not. It's not painful. It's just, as you say, super necessary. Otherwise, we're messing around at the start, trying to get things installed when we should really be doing, CAP-specific stuff.
Okay, and that's the same for everything. So anybody watching, you're going to go to a CodeJam, check out the prerequisites, check out the emails that get sent to you before the event, and follow them exactly. So you mentioned, we've mentioned prerequisites, we've mentioned what they're going to do. What's the next steps after CodeJam, DJ?
So one of the things that I'm really keen on is, we develop and maintain the CodeJam contents sort of out there in the open. Okay, so for example, this CAP Node.js CodeJam content is out there on GitHub, on github.com, in a repo in the SAP samples organization, and it's public. So, it's accessible to everybody, and it doesn't sort of disappear when the CodeJam day finishes. So all the exercises are there, and they're also doable and redoable, at home or in the workplace. And so, everything that we learn during the CodeJam can be sort of redone. There's documentation that the CodeJam content refers to, the official CAP documentation, that's cap.cloud.sap, and so on. But there's also, a CAP community out there, which we can put links to at the bottom of this recording, I'm sure. Plus, of course, something close to my heart, there's a regular series of live stream episodes called Hands-on SAP Dev, where we do a lot of stuff, including CAP, and a lot of people doing the CAP CodeJam have either got involved with this live stream series or then subsequently get involved, and it's a lot of fun.
Don't know who does that. I don't know
who does that. No.
So in closing, what other points do you want to share with the audience?
So one thing is, of course, we talked a lot about Node.js, JavaScript. It's not just about JavaScript. There's first-class support with CAP for Java as well. Plus, if you're unsure about a CAP CodeJam, if you've done some ABAP on the ABAP stack and done some CDS there, for example, you are well on the way to understanding a lot of the concepts that CAP embodies. So if you're an ABAP developer, first and foremost, don't be afraid, don't worry. CAP is only a smallish next step. And it's a great stepping stone to developing on the cloud platform generally. And one more thing, on the 15th of May in Heidelberg, there's the first CAP conference called.
Wow.
So look out for it. There's a Recap Conf Twitter ID. We'll put links there as well. So yeah, submit a session, register to attend and see what happens.
Will you be there, DJ?
I hope I will be there, yes.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Thank you for spending some time with us on CodeTalk, and DJ Adams, thanks again.